Hello, welcome to this video. My name is Ashley. Today I am doing a first impressions unboxing review of two new products within the Sand and Sky skincare family. These two are part of the oil control range, which I'm so excited about. I have super oily skin, and anything that's going to help control my oils I am so down for trying out. First is the Sand and Sky Oil Control. This is the clearing face mask. This is what it looks like here. And then we also have the Oil Control Clearing Moisturiser, and that's this one here. So these are the two products here. So I'm going to test these out for you guys today. If you're interested in seeing how I get on with them with my super oily skin, then just keep watching. Before we jump into the application, I'm just going to read a little bit about them so we know what we're in for when we're trying them out. So first up, we'll look at the Oil Control Clearing face mask. Again, this is what it looks like. In comparison to the other mask they've got, which is a detoxifying mask, the Australian pink clay mask, you guys, I'll pop a picture of it, but I'm sure you guys are all really aware of that mask. It's so viral, like everyone's used it. It's a really great mask and I do really enjoy it, but that one has Australian pink clay in it. This has Australian white clay, which are meant to soothe irritation, which is going to help absorb moisture better into the skin, which is what oily skins need. Currently, because we're so oily, it just means that we're not getting enough hydration, so our skin produces more and more oil to kind of combat that apparently. So anything that'll help my skin to absorb moisture better, I am all for. It also contains salicylic acid. Salicylic acid is amazing, especially if you're oily or acne prone skin. You probably have already heard about salicylic acid, but it's an exfoliant which helps to clear out the pores, and it also contains niacinamide. I have a serum which I use daily which has niacinamide in it. Basically, it's an ingredient which will help to balance out and help control excess sebum production for your skin, which again, if you have really oily skin, you should definitely be looking for something which has salicylic acid and niacinamide. They're two really great ingredients for acne prone, clogged, oily skin types. There are a few really specific ingredients as well which has been added to it. The first one being old man weed, which is an anti-inflammatory ingredient to help to reduce redness and inflammation in the skin. It also contains Australian finger lime, which is an ingredient which works alongside the salicylic acid to provide gentle exfoliation to the skin. And lastly, there are natural prebiotics in the formula which will help to restore the skin's barrier and create healthy bacteria on the skin as well. All those ingredients sound really great. I'm really after a mask which is going to unclog my pores, smooth my skin, control my oils and acne, but not leave my skin feeling really stripped and drying. So I'm interested to see how this one performs. I really do like the Australian pink clay detoxifying mask, but I do find that that one can be rather dry. After I use that one, I'm definitely needing to like lather myself in moisturizer because my skin just feels really tight, which as an oily skin type, I don't really mind that much, but I do want something that's maybe a little bit more gentle and not so stripping on the skin. So I'm really interested to try this one out. In this, you get 100 grams of product and it retails for $50.90. It's in Australian dollars as well. The second product we're going to look at today is the Clearing Moisturiser. This is what it looks like here. So this moisturizer is meant to be lightweight but also mattifying. It has salicylic acid in it and also some BHAs, again with that Australian finger lime in it. The idea is this is meant to be really moisturizing to the skin but without the shine, so to be mattifying, which I'm so interested in because a lot of the moisturizers I find kind of react with my oily skin. I put it on in the morning and it looks really nice. My skin looks really plump and juicy, hydrated but not oily. But then as the day goes on, my skin just gets more and more oily and I feel like I could just like scrape the oil off my face and I just look really greasy. Also, a lot of the times moisturizers don't react well with my foundation. Sometimes I find moisturizers end up pilling up or balling up underneath my foundation, or they react weird to my primer. So I'm interested to see how this one goes with that because that's just literally one of my pet peeves with moisturizers. I've got a review of most Sand and Sky products. I'll leave them all listed down below in like a playlist so you can check them out or just pop onto my channel. I've got so many Sand and Sky reviews, but for me personally, I didn't get on so much with the spring water moisturizer. That was definitely an evening nighttime moisturizer for me. I found that it didn't react very well with my oily skin, and it did have some issues with it balling up and peeling up under my makeup. I feel like this one's definitely going to be more suited towards my skin type. There's 60 grams of product in the moisturizer and it retails for $58.90 Australian dollars. I have completely clean and cleansed skin, just a little bit of brow gel on and a tiny little bit of mascara so you can actually see my lashes. I'm going to go in with the face mask first. So there's the oil control face mask. So when you take it out of the box, you've got the mask itself there. I love the squeezy tube packaging, and then you also have a little brush to apply it with. There's a little leaflet in here as well, which I assume will just have some instructions and things like that. I actually really like the packaging. I much prefer a squeeze bottle over like the jars that the Super Bounce mask and the detoxifying mask comes in. I think it's just more practical having it in a squeezy bottle, but that's just my opinion. Depends on what you like. So it says to apply a thin layer to dry and cleanse face, which we've done using the applicator brush. Leave on for 10 minutes, then gently remove with warm water or a wet towel. For oily combination, use 2 to 3 times a week. For dry skins, 1 to 2 times a week. So I'm keen to see like how much you need per application, because if you're using it 2 to 3 times a week, if you have to use like a whole bunch of it, it's not really going to go that far. But yeah, let's just get into the application. I'll pop a bit on my hand so we can see the consistency of it coming out. So that's what it looks like when it comes out. I'm going to squeeze out a bit more onto the brush and we're going to apply it. I'm just going to be looking down at my monitor here so I can apply it to my skin. I don't have a mirror on me at the moment, so I'm just going to use that. It has a really slight smell, kind of like limey. Is that what it is? Is that what the smell is? Yeah, finger lime. Yeah, really subtle like lime scent, but nothing that's like overpowering at all. A lot of Scented Sky stuff has a lot of scent in it, but this one barely has anything. It's really nice. So that is the mask applied. It doesn't feel super tight at all at this stage. I'll see what it looks like once it's kind of dried down and everything. It has a slight cooling feeling on the skin, but it's not like the detoxifying mask. If you use the detoxifying mask, that has a bit more of like a cooling kind of, almost like a little stinging kind of feeling to it, like warming, stinging feeling. This for me doesn't have that. It just feels a little bit like cool, like a little bit maybe like mentholy feeling on the skin, but it's not painful at all. It just feels a bit cool. Yeah, easy to apply. I love the brush with it. I love the little I love that it's angled, so you can really kind of get around your eyebrows and things like that. That's really cool. And I do really like that it's in that squeezy kind of container. I feel like you can control it a bit more than like going into the pots and kind of digging it out. I also feel like this packaging means it won't dry up. I find that sometimes the detoxifying mask, it can dry up a little bit if you haven't put the lid on properly. So I really do like the packaging for this. So I'm gonna leave the mask on for, like I said, 10 minutes, and I will come back and I'll show you what my skin looks like after. Okay, so I'm back. I'm finding it very hard to move my face at the moment. It is super, super tight, very similar to the pink clay detoxifying mask, that kind of tight feeling if you're familiar with that. So I've just got a wet, I've sprayed it all over myself. I've got a wet face washer here. It's just warm, and I'm just going to wipe it off, but I will just move a little bit closer so you can see. It's very similar to the detoxifying mask, where you can kind of see it extracting like the oil and things like that from my skin. I would be interested in comparing the two of those to see which one kind of performs better, if you will. At the moment, just based on application so far, I think I like this one over the pink clay one, just because of the ease of application using the squeezy tube. But let's just wipe this off. Okay, so I'm really impressed with that face mask. My skin is matte to the touch, but I don't feel like, I feel a little bit dry, but it's not like, it's definitely nowhere near like the detoxifying mask. The detoxifying mask, the pink clay one, when I put that on afterwards, my face is just like it feels so dry, which I'm not like mad about, especially being an oily skin type. I just definitely feel like that mask really draws everything out. Whereas this, I definitely feel like my pores look reduced. They look a lot more blurred. I think that's the mattifying component of the mask, but it doesn't feel like overly stripped, I guess. But I definitely look matte, which I really like. At the moment, thumbs up for me. This mask is really nice, especially if you're wanting something to just get rid of that excess oil on my skin. I can definitely see myself prepping like my face with this on a day that I know it's going to be like super humid, or like I'm going to be out for a really long time and I want my makeup to last and like my oils to be kind of like controlled. I definitely feel like prepping with this in the morning as part of my skincare routine would be a winner. It just feels really matte but not overly dry. I think it still looks really nice and youthful, not like crepey. Like I don't feel like super dry and crepey. So for a first impression, this is getting a thumbs up, absolute winner. I can't wait to use it a bit more. But let's jump onto the moisturizer now, which I am so excited for. Being an oily skin type, and if you are one also, I feel like it's a fine line finding the perfect moisturizer for your skin, because you know that your skin needs moisture. That's why it's producing so much oils, because it's dehydrated and needs moisture to help reduce the amount of oil. But some moisturizers are just too thick and heavy. I need something that's really lightweight, provides the moisture but also controls the oil. So it is a fine line, especially finding a moisturizer that sits under makeup really nicely. Half the time I put on a moisturizer and as soon as I apply it, or soon after, or if I put my makeup on, it starts like to ball off or like peel up. So I'd be really interested to see how this one performs under makeup. So this is the oil controlling clearing moisturizer with old man weed extract. So this is the box that it comes in, same kind of packaging as the mask, and you open it up. Ooh, that's a really nice packaging. Reminds me of like the Kim Kardashian and like the what's the Hailey Bieber range, where it's kind of got that like glass bottle, but it's like a frosted kind of colored bottle. So it feels really nice in the hand with glass packaging, so super luxurious. Open it up and you've got the pump applicator as well. So it says apply to the whole face morning and evening. Oh, okay, good. So it's gonna be morning and evening moisturizer after cleaning the skin for best results after the oil clearing. Okay, so I've used it after the mask and the cleanser. I'm just gonna pump it out onto my hand here to see the consistency. So that's the consistency there. It's very gel-like. It doesn't really, I mean, it says fragrance free, but it doesn't smell like my hand. Like it definitely has a slight something to it, but it's so minimal, like you can't even really tell, especially like once I rub that in, can't smell it at all. So on the back of my hand, it feels really nice. On the back of my hand, super smooth. And my skin looks a lot more hydrated for sure. I don't know if you guys can tell on the back of my hand, looking at my two hands there. So this is the one that had the moisturizer. So this is the one that had the moisturizer. And this is the one that doesn't. So you can just see like this hand here, like especially when I bend it like that, you can see like how dry this one looks. But like this one looks so nice, not glowy, but definitely hydrated. Very nice. Okay, so I'm going to apply this to one half of my face and then I'll show you kind of both sides together. So this is my skin without anything on it at the moment, none of the moisturizer. Okay, and now I'm going to apply, it's not one full pump, probably half a pump, just to this side here. So that's taken away, like completely taken away that mild tightness feeling that I had from the mask, and it's absorbing really nicely into the skin. It's nothing worse than applying a moisturizer and you can like feel it still feeling like not tacky but like slimy and sticky on the skin. This is really drying down really nicely. Moisturizer, my skin just feels slightly tacky but not sticky, if that makes sense, or slimy. And that's it without. So it just feels like a little bit dry through here, whereas this just feels a lot more smooth and hydrated. Definitely I'm liking the way that this one feels. I feel like it's got like a slight, not glow, but a slight like youthfulness, like not dew, it's not the right word. It feels hydrated and plumped without being like overly dewy or slippery feeling. Feels really nice. My skin just looks a lot kind of clearer. I don't know, like less red maybe. Maybe it's in my head, but my skin feels really, really nice. So now that I've used both of those ones, I'm going to apply my makeup because I really want to see how the moisturizer performs underneath my normal foundation kind of routine to make sure it hasn't got any peeling up, because that'll be like a deal breaker for me if the moisturizer starts to peel or not sit very well under the makeup. That's really not going to work for me, and it'll probably be more of a nighttime moisturizer, but I'm really interested to see how it goes. My baby is getting fussy and screaming. She needs a feed, so I'm going to feed her, do my makeup, so it'll be maybe like probably a couple hours by the time I finish my makeup and feed her and burp her and all of that jazz. Then I'll come back and give you my final thoughts on it. So I'm back. I've applied a full face of makeup after using the mask and also the moisturizer, and this is what my skin is looking like. I've got a little bit of highlight on here, on the tops of my like brow bone, and then on my cheekbones here. So that's what that kind of glow is, but nothing else really highlighted on the rest of my skin. My skin looks nice and matte, but not like cakey dry matte. This is what the other side looks like. I feel like my skin looks really natural. Obviously the makeup and things like that help. I have powdered down and things like that, but sometimes when I apply some moisturizers, instantly there's a reaction between the foundation and the moisturizer, and it will ball up and just like not mesh well. Like the moisturizers kind of sit on the skin and then interfere with anything, but I had no problems with the moisturizer whatsoever. It did have a long time to kind of sink in because I had to go feed baby Ivy, so that was a good like 40 minutes or so that I had it settling in the skin. After having the moisturizer settling on the skin for that period of time, it looked healthy and plump and moisturized, but not greasy, and it didn't feel slimy. Sometimes if I leave moisturizers on, like if I don't put any makeup on during the day and I'll just put my moisturizer on, within, I don't know, like an hour, my skin like just feels greasy with some moisturizers. When I'm at home, I don't really mind, but definitely when I'm out, I don't want to look greasy when I'm out and about. And to combat that, I'll just put on like a face of makeup because I know that my oils won't come through with like, you know, like my perfected makeup routine, if you will. But you know, sometimes I don't want to wear makeup and I don't want to look like a greasy mess. So I'll be interested to see how this moisturizer performs on like just a full day when I'm just running errands and I don't want to put any makeup on, to see if the moisturizer really helps to control my oils. So I will keep you posted down below in the description box. I'll definitely test that out before I post this video so I can let you know. So that's all from me today. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Comment down below or give me a thumbs up if you're interested in me comparing the Detoxifying Australian Pink Clay Mask with the Oil Control Mask, because I'd love to do a side-by-side comparison of them both just to see how they compare. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. I'm curious. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any other questions, leave them down below. I'll be sure to get back to you. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of the week, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye.